Have you ever started a week feeling distant? Not just from people or plans, but from peace itself. There are mornings when the alarm sounds, the day begins, and yet your heart still feels far behind, like it didn't get the message that it's time to move forward again. You go through the motions, make the coffee, answer the emails, try to smile when someone asks, "How was your weekend?" But somewhere beneath all of it, something feels off. Maybe you can't explain it. Maybe you don't even have the words. All you know is you feel far from direction, from joy, maybe even from God. But here's a truth that doesn't need you to feel it to make it real. God is not far, not from you, not this morning, not ever. He's not waiting for you to get it together. He's not hiding behind your doubts. He's not measuring your worth by your productivity. He is closer than your questions, closer than the weight in your chest, closer than the silence you've been carrying for days. So, let's begin this week by coming back, not to a place, not to a feeling, but to the presence that never left. Close your eyes, if you can, and take a breath. Not a perfect breath, just an honest one. The kind that says, I don't have to perform right. No, the kind that says, I'm tired, but I'm here. Right here is holy ground. Right now is enough. You don't need loud prayers to be heard. You don't need fancy words to be understood. What you need, what your soul is truly asking for, is space to be real, to be still, to remember that God meets you in the ordinary. So here we are, at the edge of a new week, with things to do, people to care for, questions we don't yet have answers to. But before we run toward any of it, before we try to carry what we were never meant to carry alone, let's return to the one who knows how heavy last week was. Return to the one who isn't surprised by your weariness. Return to the one who holds your breath, your being, your beginning. Let this prayer be the soft light that breaks into your morning fog. Let it be the reminder you didn't know you needed. You're not behind. You're not forgotten. You're not disqualified from hope. You are here, and so is God. Closer than the next thought, closer than your heartbeat, closer than you think. God. Some days we wake up already carrying a weight we didn't choose, responsibilities that feel bigger than our strength, questions that follow us from one room to another, quiet but heavy, like shadows in the mind. And yet, even here, in the mess of it, you are not impatient. You are not far. You are not waiting for us to be more spiritual, more productive, more together. Before you come close, you come into the middle of it, the undone tasks, the tired eyes, the prayers we forgot to finish. You are the God who sits with us before we even know what to say. So, today, we bring you our truth, not the polished version, not the version we show the world, but the one that's still in process, the one that still forgets how to rest, the one that still wonders if we're enough, because you can handle that version. You are not surprised by our doubts. You are not disappointed by our pace. You simply say, come, be still. I am here. Lord, help us silence the voice that says we have to earn this moment. Quiet the lie that whispers we are falling behind. Remind us that the rhythm of grace doesn't follow the clock. It follows the heart and the courage it takes to just show up. Even in the fog, we are showing up. We are breathing. We are trying. We are still holding on to something sacred, even if we don't always feel it clearly. So let this be enough. Let this moment, this breath, be holy, not because everything is fixed, not because all is clear, but because you are here with us in it. And that changes everything. We don't need every answer today. We don't need to map out the whole week. We just need this pause, this holy pause. To be reminded that your presence is the most real thing about our lives, not our calendars, not our fears, not even our plans. You are the constant in the chaos. You are the stillness beneath the spinning. You are the kindness that interrupts the pressure we place on ourselves. So interrupt us now, God. Interrupt the worry, interrupt the rush, interrupt the pressure to prove something to anyone, even to ourselves. Let us breathe like we believe you are enough. Let us rest like we remember we're not alone. Let us carry peace, not because the world gave it, but because you planted it in us, and you never take it away. Let today begin with that knowing. Let the noise of performance fall away. Let the tension in our shoulders loosen, just enough to feel human again, just enough to feel loved again, not for what we'll do, not for how strong we seem, but for who we are and who you've always been. God, we're learning that faith doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's a whisper, a quiet decision to try again, even when yesterday felt like too much, even when hope seems too far. And the light feels buried beneath our worries, but even there, especially there, you meet us in the stillness, in the tension between what we prayed for and what hasn't come, in the ache of not knowing and the beauty of not giving up. You are the God who walks with the limping, who stays when we don't know what to say, who hears the prayers we can't form with words. You understand the language of tears, and you call it holy. So today, we bring you not just our victories, but our unfinished stories, not just our gratitude, but our questions, not just our praise, but our pauses, the moments we almost gave up. We confess, there have been nights we cried ourselves to sleep and mornings we didn't want to face. We've doubted, we've wondered, we've tried to carry burdens alone that were never ours to carry. Forgive us, Lord, for every time we confused strength with silence, for the times we thought we had to be okay, just to be accepted, for pretending when what we really needed was presence. But you never asked us to be perfect, only honest. You don't love us for what we produce, but for who we are, fragile and human, yet chosen and beloved. So we pause right now and take a deep breath, not just with our lungs, but with our soul, because grace is here, mercy is here, and we don't need to earn it. We just need to stop running from it. Let your peace interrupt our anxiety. Let your voice be louder than our fears. Let us remember, we are not behind. We are not forgotten. We are not failing. We are held. Maybe the healing won't come all at once. Maybe the answers will still take time. But if you are in it, even the waiting becomes sacred. So, we trade our expectations for trust. We lay down our timelines and take up your peace. We choose to believe that nothing is wasted. Not the delay, not the detour, not the disappointment. You use it all. You see it all. And you're still working. Even now, let's stay here. Just a little longer, not rushing back into the noise, not picking up the weight we just laid down, but breathing, slowly, receiving what we so often forget. We're allowed to rest. God, thank you for reminding us that we're safe in you, even when we feel uncertain, even when the road ahead is unclear. You've never asked us to have it all figured out. You've only asked us to trust that you're already there. So we choose, today and again tomorrow, to keep returning to this place, this stillness where we can let go of the pressure and just be held, be heard, be healed. Lord, for every heart listening right now, we ask for peace that stays, not just in this moment, but in the middle of their week, at work, at home, in the late night thoughts and the early morning doubts. Let your presence fill the in-betweens, the waiting rooms, the traffic jams, the silent commutes, the messy living rooms, the weary dinners for one, and the quiet battles no one else sees. Remind us, we don't need a perfect setting to pray. We don't need fancy words to be heard. We don't need to feel strong to be loved. We just need to come as we are, every day, little by little, step by step. This is how faith is built, not always in miracles, but in the moments we keep showing up, even when we feel tired, especially when we feel tired. So, if today was hard, you're not alone. If this week brought more questions than answers, you're still growing, and if your soul feels worn out, you're still welcome here. This space was created for you, not just to hear a prayer, but to find your rhythm again, to remember that you're not walking this life alone, that there's a God who sees, and a community that prays together, even from a distance. So, if this prayer touched you, take a moment to hold on to it. Let it echo in your heart throughout the day, and when you need to come back, you can. We'll be here, and if you know someone who's been carrying too much in silence, share this with them. Sometimes, one prayer whispered in love is enough to change the direction of a day. If you'd like to walk this path with us, with daily prayers that meet you where you are, you're invited. Subscribe. This space is your space too, no matter where you are. We walk together in faith.